So the next thing we'll talk about is D-trans. Now this is our disruption phase, as I spoke about earlier. So the first 8 seconds. Now, defense starts with offensive rebounding. So our defense starts with offensive rebounding. And they always work together, right? It's the what's next mentality we try to teach athletes. Like when you play right now and we'll talk about offensive transition, like how many times has the point guard got the ball and they'll turn like this and you'll see your lane runner standing there, your lane runner standing there, your 4-man standing there, and you're like, what are you doing? Run. So teaching them what's next. So transitioning from D to O or O to D. So we practice, everything we practice, we have an element of the what's next. So the what's next might be for us, when we play 2-on-2 in the half court, we'll always say to our athletes, okay, from this situation, if it's a miss, offense, get it and go. And we're just playing to like the third here, the blue line. And that's it, the drill's finished then. The drill isn't finished when defense gets it or when offense gets it or the coach says stop. The drill's finished if it goes in, we step out of bounds to throw it in, we throw it, defense matches up, we get to our floor spots and then we stop after that. So it's just continually teaching them the what's next to basketball. Okay, and that's a good way to kind of help them transition from O to D or D to O. So, transition D, key areas to transition defense. First and foremost, D-trans does not work if you have turnovers or poor shot selection. Or it's not that it doesn't work, it's harder, right, to defend against offensive transition if we have poor turnovers or we throw turnovers and we have poor shot selection. So things you need to talk about with your team. Shot selection, what's a good shot, what's a bad shot? So that needs to be explained to your team. So they know, okay, well, a contested 3-point shot here is probably not the best shot for us. Long shot, long rebound. Chance of them getting the ball and throwing it down our face or throwing it down our throat, right? Then we talk about where we get our good shots from. So I'm not sure if there's a style of play that you have your coaches run or they can just run what they want to run. If that's the case, that's fine, that's great. If that's the case, then you just need to talk within your team, okay, what are the shots we're looking at? When do we get these shots? So there's not 3 people cut into the basket and your center out there just jacking up a 3 whenever they want to. So just understanding that. Rebounding, that's the next thing to D-trans. So that's the offensive rebounding aspect I spoke about just before. I talked about tagging up, what we do, okay, well that's the new trend that Australia are doing. It's called tagging up. So we'll talk about that as well with our D-trans. And that's the D-trans I'm going to put in today. Most of you probably know the safety. Shot goes up, 1 person get back, 3 people might rebound or 2 people get back. We get 5 people to the rebound, 5 people to the glass. And I'll break that down and talk about that as well, because there's a lot of people that don't like it, and that's fine, right? But I like it a lot. And then we'll talk about ball pressure, so smothering the outlet pass, so it slows down their offensive transition. We'll talk about the plugger, the containment, the 1/3, 2/3, their alignment, and so on. So what is tagging up? There's an excellent podcast. The podcast is the Basketball Podcast, right? And it's Aaron Fern talking about it. It's episode 45. I've got it written there for you to listen to. So Aaron Fern coached Cairns Taipans in the NBL for 11 years or 12 years. He's now at North Carolina in Charlotte, I believe, over at college. Assistant coach there. So he created tagging up. He thought of it, and now it's pretty much most junior Australian teams are running it. Depending on who you play. If you play USA, you might send 5 people back on D, okay? But most Australian junior teams are running it, or they're being taught this at the Australian camps, and then some state teams are running it. We're starting to put it in with all our teams, because one, the best thing I like about it is it gives us a chance of an offensive rebound. And basketball is possession game. So if you played Michael Jordan one-on-one and you had 100 possessions and he had 1 possession, you have a good chance of winning. May not happen, but you have a good chance of winning, right? Because you're probably going to fluke 2 shots, just like I'd fluke 2 shots against Michael Jordan. So I win 2-1, right? So basketball is a possession game. If we can get an offensive rebound, well, we have more chance for an extra possession. We'll talk about how you rebound, because that's the trick to tagging up, your positioning on rebounding, and then how it's an easy transition into our disruption phase. All right, so, I mean, depending on what alignment you might have 5 out, 4 out, 1 in, 3 out, 2 in, it doesn't really matter. Right, let's just get 4 out, 1 in. So let's get a player at the corner, offense, a defender guarding him, player up top here. So we'll go green on O, dark on D, another green here, dark on D, and green there, dark on D, and then we'll get 1 player inside. You 2 can be inside, there you go. Doesn't really matter. Great thing about your age, you can play any position. Now, tagging up. So as soon as the shot goes up, we want to rebound offensively. Okay? So just step out of the key for us. So I'll just show you, hold the ball for me, this one here. So defense, offense. So we always want to tag up on the high side. We never want to go low side. So right now, which one's the high side, do you think? Good, that way. Okay, where's high side for you? Good, where's high side for you?
That way.
Which way?
That way.
You want to rebound? Rebound's there. Which way? That way or that way?
That way.
Good, okay, you had a 50-50. Which one's high side for you?
That way.
Good, which one's high side for you? Excellent. Now, if we're in the split line, high side's either way, doesn't really matter. Okay, but high side, you're always going towards the split line. Okay, you're going towards the split line, not towards the baseline. Now, the reason why we go towards the split line, let's just say you 2 are trying to contest for the rebound here, right? You're boxing out, you're rebounding. So as we get into here, let's say the shot misses and you get the rebound. Now, by going high side, you're now here on the catch, stopping or being between the basket and the ball. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah.
As long as we don't run past him and try to do some kamikaze rebound, right, and you miss it and the ball goes there, well, we're in trouble. That's why we want to go high side, because if we go to low side, let's say we go low side now, so let's rewind all the way back here. Box out, go low side. Go on low side, low side, low side. And you get the rebound now. Now see how there's no one between him and the basket. So that's why we always want to go high side. Now rewind for me. Now when I do this clinic in Victoria, they really struggle to understand this because it's AFL, but you want to make it like a scrum. Right, so it's like league or union, right? So as they come in to box us out, box me out, we want to make it a scrum. We want to walk them in, okay, just when they lock heads in the scrum, right? You're trying to push them, we try to push them inside the key, closest towards their baseline. So if we can send all their players that way, well, they're further from the basket. Everyone got that so far? All right. Everyone just go to the high side when I pretend like I shoot the ball. Ready? Stance, go. High side, scrum. Right, hold there. So now if we can see all their players right now, they're all in a bunch down towards the baseline. They have less chance of a leak out layup and a kick ahead pass. Rewind for me. Now let's say one of these players, so let's say Kimball leaks as soon as the shot goes up. He forgets to box out, okay? Which we never do we? No. Yeah, we always box out, but let's say we forget to do it. You go in, I go into rebound and you just turn and go. And he leaks out. Well, what I must do is, what do you think? Do you think I still rebound or do you think I have to go with him? Good, go with him, okay? So we want to check them or just tag them, so we give him a quick little bump. So as we go here, if he starts to leak out, just hit him with your bar arm if you can, and then sprint and go with him. Does that make sense? So that's how we guard the leak out. Now, how do we get better at that? We practice it. So when we're doing the drill, yourself or your assistant coach, you might just go along and just, when you tag them, they know they're the person that has to leak out. So they don't necessarily know, but they know, so then you can actually teach that habit. Okay? You're going to leak out for me, and we'll just show the little guarding that. Ready? Go. Rebound. Leak out. Good. Okay, so we've got that covered, and we've got this covered here. Everyone with that so far? Yeah. All right, fantastic. Now, give me defense elbow. You guys can pair up, good. Wing. Everyone else outside lining up on the wings, ready to go. Behind. So we just call this a continuous tag up drill. Okay? Sorry?
Which happens a lot with the weak side.
Yep.
They just stand there half the time and doing nothing.
The offense?
So the defensive guy who just stands and gets ball watching. Do you still
Yeah, that's a good one, right? That's a very good question. So the longer the longer the shot, the longer the rebound. First, I would make sure, geez, boys, watch out a little bit there. I would make sure the athletes know that. So if I shoot a 3-point shot, longer rebound. So if it's a shot that's in close, mid-range, closer or inside the key, I would have this player, if they're there and they haven't boxed out, I'd still have them go in and rebound. But if it's a 3-point shot, that's when it's a little bit more dangerous. So now, the 3-point shot, I'm not running all the way in here because I don't want a long rebound going over my head and then him getting a leak out layup. Our first job's, yes, the offensive rebound, but the main objective is to not allow a layup, fast break layup. So I would have to go with him. Okay? But that's a good question because the athletes we deal with, they have to box out. Year 7's a little bit different. Sorry?
You just effectively just take front position on the hole.
Yeah. And it's like, I just get to here, you're like, let's say you don't box out and you just turn a ball watch. I just get to here and I just still walk them in. But let's say like they do this and they don't move. Well, it's like, well, do I run in or do I not run in? Like that's the thing they've got to practice. If it's a layup, let's say you make a layup, I'm not running in here. Chances of missing a layup are very low. All right, I would just stay with him. If it's a mid-range shot, it might be a bit different. I'd read the play. Right, but if it's a 3-point shot, I wouldn't run right past. I'd tag up still. Okay? That's a good question because no one's asked that before because usually the athletes we would deal with, they better box out. If they don't, they're in trouble. All right, any other questions so far? Good. So, continuous tag up drill. You can have a coach, you can have a player, doesn't really matter who shoots it. As the shot goes up, you want to tag up, you box out, and I just shoot it. If offense get it, you can try to score. If defense gets it, you turn, you pass it back out to me. It goes O to D. So who was offense?
Yeah.
Good, so now I'm going to shoot it again. You're going to turn a box out. You guys are out. Once you play, you're going to tag up. I'm going to shoot it again. Go, box out. Good, throw it to me and we just switch over. Same thing again. Ready, go. Tag up, box out. So I was just continually teaching them where to run to, the transition from O to D. Now, what I would encourage, because it's a tough terminology for them to understand straight away, it's like, why don't we just say rebounding? Because they can put rebounding and it's easier for them to transition from you saying it to them doing it as opposed to tagging up. So the players that are off right now, that are not involved in the drill, I would have them say tagging up when I shoot it. So I would shoot it, you would tag up, you don't say tagging up because you're helping them out. Box out, and you three would yell out what? Tag up. Yeah, we just tag it, like Oz tag, where they've got a tag on their thing, their hip, yeah, just tag up, okay? You're yelling out what, you three? Excellent, ready, set, start outside the 3-point line. Go. Good, get it, score offense. So now we just have that competition element. When defense gets it, turn and throw it. Offense, keep going till you, good. Again, we can add the multiple scores into this as well. Throw it, here we go, ready, go. Quick, here we go. Ready, go. Here we go. Good. Ooh, these are bad shots. Don't forget to box out. Ready? Good. Keep going. Don't run past it, remember? Pass the ball here. Heads. Ready? 3. Who's here? Go. Good. No out of bounds. Keep going. Keep going. No out of bounds. Quick. Good, nice box out, ready? Last one, go. All right, not too bad. Now, the scoring system. For this, you could add points, now not necessarily for layups, but you might add points for guarding a leak out layup. So every now and then, the player who boxes out, so if you come to tag me up and I go to box you out, but then I turn and go, if this player tags them and goes with them, then you get a point. Okay, so you just teach or have different scoring system to it. You might get a point for an offensive rebound now, right? So we're teaching the offense here.